everyone, it's time to figure it out. It's me again, Present Fox. Don't worry, this is the last one of these we're going to be doing on this channel. I'm scheduled over in Critic Alley to help Past Fox catch up a few times. Unless I started and I'm back again, man, time travel is confusing. That's why the butterfly effect was wacky. You seen that movie with Ashton Kutcher? That thing has like 3 endings, like Silent Hill. Hey, if you like Silent Hill, go catch the episode that we put over on Critic Alley. Oh, I'll be there, hanging out with Past Fox, laughing about the grandfather paradox. So I'll see you there. And next time, we gotta figure it out. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Still catching up on the news after just recently being reanimated like a rebooted childhood cartoon series. Dracula needs to stretch his legs and get back into the swing of things. Adult things. One should not get into an adult swing without stretching first. You might pull something. The wrong thing. So let's start with something kind of serious from the last couple months. Chuck E. Cheese was recently put into handcuffs and then walked out to his special police escort to jail. He did not pass go. Yes, they finally captured that rascally pizza rat after 10 long years of chasing him. And hang on, I'm getting word from our correspondent.
Thank you, Joe. Now, after extensively researching this for about 5 seconds now, we have proven that it is indeed not the same rat. However, after extensive statistical research, we have proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that you're a dumbass. Thank you. Back to you.
Well, that was as uplifting as always. I'm glad we had the math for that. Turns out they might be different rats, I guess. But that one in Florida got carried away for allegedly using a customer's credit card to make over $100 in fraudulent charges. Fun fact, while I was writing this script, I accidentally wrote fraudulent instead of fraudulent. And fraudulent sounds like the most American theme park, doesn't it? Come on down to Fraudulent, where the fun follows you home.
Identity theft is not a joke, Jim.
Anyway, the man behind the mouse, Jermel, was taken into custody in July. The arcade working pizza rat apparently still had the card on him, along with a small amount of marijuana. And he was accused of similar crimes 6 months prior. They don't seem to have much info on the guy, like how long he'd worked there or if anybody else was involved in the crime. Can't make this rat squeal. They weren't even sure if the costume was used to evade detection or maybe, hear me out, he was working. Cause either he had to just be rat for a day or we must embrace the much more horrifying option that literally anyone could be tucked away inside one of those bug-eyed vermin costumes. That could be how the Zodiac Killer evaded detection for so long, after all. It's bad enough they could be anyone, but sink your cheese-loving teeth into the fact that they could have literally anything going on underneath that suit. He could, in fact, have had an eye patch, a Sailor Moon tattoo, a bright pink dress, and a gun hidden beneath that costume. How does that make you feel? Does a 7-foot rodent make you trust him more now? This all occurred while a woman was urging her small children to go and pose with this cheesy beast when the police stepped in and cuffed him. Which, huge missed opportunity for the police. Who wouldn't want the cops photobombing your beloved childhood memories? She said when they had him at the truck, they took off his head and put it on top of the SUV. And, oh, the mascot head. Oh, because I thought, way to ruin the magic, by the by. That's like yanking off Santa's beard in the middle of the mall. They could have just thrown him in the back, fully intact, and been like, you dirty rat. The kids were rightly confused, asking things like, does this mean Chucky's gone forever? Which gives them the perfect opportunity to rebrand, I suppose. There have been quite a few mascots that I think should have been arrested alongside him. Like, have you heard of the Billiken? Or Scrody? Or the Philly Phanatic? The Billiken, of course, is the St. Louis mascot that was taken from folklore, who initially represented things as they should be, who has the creepy smile of a locker room pervert. Look at him. Which if he is, him and his peeping pals should all be cellmates. Several popular stories attribute the creation of the Billiken mascot to John Bender, a law student who took over coaching the SLU's football team in 1910. Someone claimed he looked like a Billiken, which inspired a local artist to do a fun caricature of him and hang it in a local drugstore window. Which to me sounds more like an elaborate prank than lore for a mascot, because characters aren't often flattering. Which actually sounds kind of fun. Hey, artistic listeners, I would love a caricature of myself, highlighting probably my worst features. I mean, I have plenty for you to choose from, right? You can send them to our email. I'll put it at the bottom. Or you can tag us on social media with your creations. I think we're on Facebook. I'll probably have Instagram back up soon. Go to the places. If we get a good one, we'll probably do something fun with them. And I'm not the only one who finds him mildly unsettling, because back in 2015, they decided to give him a redesign, shifting the mild-mannered gnome-like mascot to this menacing, even creepy design. They wanted him to be edgier for some reason. It seems like they agree to me that it went from something that likes to watch you succeed to something that likes to watch you change. Look at that thing and tell me it's not something that you could picture hiding behind your closet door that you don't remember leaving open that tiny bit. Go home, you nightmare gargoyle! Some reactions from people were these, which inspired them to go back to a more cuddly version. I still wouldn't want to rub his tummy, but I don't have a mascot fetish, so I don't ever feel like touching them. Also, not much of a difference between these two. Except that one doesn't have his mouth open, awaiting his opportunity to consume my soul or undergarments. Next on our list is Scrody. You know Scrody, the informal mascot from the Rhode Island School of Design's hockey team, the Nads. Which, kudos, not a lot of college teams have that big of balls to literally name their team after them, let alone have a mascot with this much girth. Scrody was created to give just a little boost to the interest of the hockey team, since apparently it was getting flaccid in the 90s. The school has a basketball team named the Balls, a fencing team named the Pricks, and a swim team named the Seamen. So they got it all, man! The whole package. Scrody, the bulging male genitalia, is infamous for forcibly rubbing himself, shaft and all, onto unexpected opposing teams' mascots. So if your team is going up against them, expect him to go hard up against you. Apparently, in 2001, attendance was drooping, so artist B. Sure created the new design for Scrody. There have been several iterations of Scrody, including a Caucasian skin, a bright red one, and a sickly purple, likely representing the condolence and sympathy for teammates who forgot their cups and themselves were hitting the Scrodies. Or perhaps it caught something from Clammy, a rival mascot from the team, the Clams, with whom it had a fierce rivalry with. The two had an aggressive history of diving into each other, and I don't need to point out the innuendo of a penile mascot diving shaft first into a clam, do I? Sometimes the jokes write themselves. One version of Scrody could shoot water out of his head, and yet another had a large S upon him, like Superman, but made out of sperm. This is truly a wild dream came true for the leader of the Pen 15 Club. Scrody is apparently tolerated by administration, but not endorsed. Robin Hood and Little John run through the forest, robbing people, shooting shit, and trying to get away. When Scrody is bouncing around, the teammates all chant, "The Nads are your dads," making paternity tests obsolete. So, when you embody the school's testosterone in a very real sense, do you brag about it? Do you go into bars and proudly announce yourself to the chants of, "Hey, Scrody"? Again, not a guy with a mascot fetish, but with characters running around like Scrody and Clammy.
This better not awaken anything in me.
Our last member of today's terrible threesome is the overweight love child of Yoshi and Birdo, the Philly Phanatic. His origins trace back to the cold, distant winter of 1976. Director Frank Sullivan felt they needed a mascot similar to the Padres' San Diego Chicken. That big beefy monstrosity was created by the team of Harrison and Erickson, Bonnie Erickson actually having ties with Jim Henson himself. That's right, the Muppet Man! Do you know the Muppet Man? Bonnie Erickson was the creator of both Miss Piggy and the grumpy comic duo of Statler and Waldorf. Apparently, the Philly Phaнаtic was created to replace the sibling duo of Philadelphia Phil and Philadelphia Phyllis, a couple who were stuffed and clad in 18th century garb, which is apparently supposed to embody the rebellious spirit of 1776. Revolutionary. Both of whom were 15-foot tall animatronics at the opening of the stadium. The Phaнаtic apparently rides in an ATV, probably because it's a pretty big costume. He was known for his many antics, like provocatively dancing, pouring popcorn onto broadcasters, and firing frickin' hot dogs from a pneumatic cannon mounted to his ATV. Assaulting fans with airborne wieners is a very expressive crime. Possibly one of the best ways to demand people eat your meat. I mean, aside from dressing up like Scrody. They claim he hails from the Galapagos Islands and has a whole family, including a girlfriend and a mom, who more than likely comes out to scold him for buffing the heads of bald fans. Something else he's known for. Not everyone is a fan of the big green jerk, though, because he's been assaulted several times. Lonnie Smith famously tackled him to the ground, and Tommy Lasorda assaulted him on national television for stomping on a dummy dressed as one of the Dodgers.
He says you don't make fun of me.
The Philly Phaнаtic is apparently announced as the most sued mascot. One time crashing a wedding, he picked up a lounge chair with the woman on it and threw them into a hotel pool during the wedding. Philly Phaнаtic, damn! He caused an injury to a 75-year-old woman, leading to her knee surgery after the game. He apparently kicked a pregnant woman, hugged people too hard, and caused multiple injuries with those rocket-propelled wieners that I mentioned earlier. Just one of these crimes would be enough to get a mascot arrested, but his rap sheet was long and thick, just like Scrody. There was also a copyright dispute in 2018 over who owned the rights, but it was settled in 2021 the team can continue using him. Guy's been on TV several times even, including an episode of the Goldbergs. I'm not gonna lie, I had more planned for you guys other than the Mascot Madness, but once I fell into this deep hole, I decided I had to share my findings with you. I'll catch you up on the other intended topics later, but I think I'm gonna keep this game running in future episodes with more costume craziness. I think there's at least a little comedic and historical value. Thanks for stopping by. Go ahead and check out the other channel, Critic Alley, for more nonsense. Drop on over at the Patreon if you want to support us. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Put in the comments who was your favorite mascot, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything else we do. Oh yeah, and do the art thing we talked about earlier. Make a caricature of me, and maybe our favorite one will become the mascot for the show. See you next time. Bye.